The reigning champions out of the gate to an 0-2 start. Asvel Villeurbanne roll on. They go to 2-0.
Good evening, everybody. We're back. Welcome to the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Watchalong, where you get to watch the EuroLeague Game of the Week with myself and a very special guest. If you're at home, please tune in to all of the EuroLeague games at EuroLeague TV. We got a special promotion going on right now. If you type in the promo code Watchalong10, again, that's Watchalong number 10, you get a discount, excluding those of you that unfortunately excluding those of you that live in Italy and Spain. I mean, Italy and Spain is a great place to live, so there's nothing unfortunate about that. But getting back to the program, got a very, very special guest today. He's got a lot of buckets. If you've been following EuroLeague, you already know he's had a very, very storied career. Man, and overall, just a great guy. Please give a nice EuroLeague welcome for my man, Errick McCollum. Errick, what's good, bro?
Hey, how you doing, Anthony? I appreciate you for having me on the show. I'm looking forward to seeing this action and seeing what these teams have to offer us.
Oh yeah, man. We got a quite a game today, man. I mean, unfortunately, Efes is fresh off of a championship. You know, they're the first team in the modern EuroLeague era to defend the title and then start the season off 0-2. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the universe talking to me, but I don't think Efes is gonna turn it around here soon. If not this week, for sure in the coming week.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think anytime you have a team that's experienced, that's been there, you have guys who already have chemistry. It's just about getting into form and rhythm. And I think you'll start to see guys starting to get into that mindset of midseason form and just adjusting to the overall physicalness and the intensity of the EuroLeague. And I think if Efes can get that third player to emerge outside of Larkin and Misic, I think you'll start to see them returning to the old form.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely turning back around, and everybody back home, please, drop drop by in the comments section. Let us know who you're supporting tonight. If you got any score, we like to hear those. Let's see some letters. And please, if you got any questions for Errick, I mean, we're here for the next 4 quarters, so now's the time. Now's the time. But I think. Lyon's it's a tough place to play, man, and I think that regardless of this being their first time, in EuroLeague, man, it seems like the first couple weeks, I mean they've gelled and they've been playing some good basketball, man. I'm really liking this Asvel team.
Yeah, I think Asvel is very strong. I like what they did. They did a good mix of bringing in young players and youth, and they mixed it with some experienced guys. They're very athletic. They can defend. They have a lot of versatility on offense. I really like Chris Jones in the backcourt. I think he was maybe underutilized in Maccabi, and now here he has some freedom. He's able to show what he can do. Asvel without David Lighty and Raymar Morgan, that's going to be big question marks for me if they can beat Efes, because those are two guys who bring so much experience, who can defend, who can score, and that's another guy you can put on a Misic or a Larkin. And without having David Lighty on the perimeter and Raymar Morgan on the inside, I just don't know if they have enough offensive firepower to keep up with this Efes team who scored 96 points, just in week 2 in the EuroLeague.
Right. Yeah, and I think with Asvel, I mean, anytime you're playing against Efes, I mean, your guard play becomes such a key component for keeping the game close and just being able to compete. But as you said, like Ellie and Chris have been playing well. I mean, last week, they were able to beat Alba Berlin by 4 on the road. They combined for 37 points, and I think they're going to need a similar effort. They're going to need a similar effort tonight. So it looks like we're getting ready to tip off. So This is gonna be fun, man. I'm really excited for this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch, and you can see what Efes is trying to do. They're trying to set the defensive tone early. As you see, they're starting Dosh Balbay, who's one of the best defensive players in the EuroLeague, and I'd imagine he's gonna probably take Ellie. I'd imagine he's gonna take Ellie just to kind of to slow him down. But Chris Jones is also very dangerous, and Balbay may have to check him as well.
Right. Yeah, I'm so happy for Ellie, man. Ellie was my young boy, man. I played out in France 5 years, and when I was with Poe, man, Ellie that was like 2 years before he got to the league. But I'm glad to see, obviously just coming off of his tenure in the States and getting back to Europe, man. I'm glad to see he's been playing well, man. He's a talent for sure.
I was impressed with how quickly he adjusted. Obviously, he's a French native, but playing in the NBA, his style is a lot different. And just the fact that he was able to come in and show his versatility, getting to the basket, his mid-range game, pick and roll ability, he's very versatile. And I think him being a lefty also makes it, difficult for the defenders to guard.
Yeah, when we were in Poe that year, DJ Cooper was the starting point and Ellie was his backup. And I think obviously DJ could pass the ball with anybody in the world. But I think just learning from DJ, and especially with DJ being lefty as well, like I think that really helped his growth. And, it just showed in the following year and, being able to get drafted and so on and so forth. But, I'm really impressed with Ellie's progression, man. And I'm glad he's got the first 2 points of this game, and I'm glad he's playing well this year.
Yeah, his play is going to be key to see how far they can go. I think they could be a dark horse fighting for maybe that 8th, 7th spot for the playoffs in the EuroLeague. But it's going to be key on his progression, how consistent he can be, and their health overall as a team.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Man, you see the other week, Roddy hit 117 threes in a row from the corner.
Oh, yeah, he can shoot it. Man, that was impressive. You see it in the games. I mean, he shot 48% from 3, which is incredible.
Right.
In any level, let alone in the EuroLeague level. But to make 117 in practice, I don't care if no one's guarding him. Like, that's extreme.
That's tough. I mean, just to lock in that long, man. I mean, I can't think of a lot of things that I can do 117 times in a row. What's the most threes you hit in a row, like in a practice, a workout, or anything like that?
I think the most I hit was like 74.
Okay.
74 was the most I hit, but 117 is different. That's different.
That is. That's a different level of locking in, man. I mean, I think at a certain point you can't even be counting. That's like something like you just go back to the security footage and count it afterwards. Like that's tough.
Or he had to have his partner counting. Shane probably did all the counting and just allowed him to lock in and focus in. But he's a pure shooter. I mean, off the bounce, pin downs, catch and shoot. I mean, look at him right there. Like
right on cue.
That's just what he does.
Yeah, Roddy's tough, man. He's a heck of a shooter, man.
Yeah, I think to me he's one of the more underrated players on this Efes team. I mean, obviously you have Misic, Larkin. They get the pub, rightfully so. They're great players, but Baba is crucial during that title run and during the success the last few years for Efes.
Oh, for sure, man. I always, I was saying that last year, man. I was like, Roddy doesn't get talked about enough, man. He's obviously kind of like you said. I mean, they got a lot of big names over there, a lot of talent, man. But Roddy definitely. I mean, he's been consistent for so long. He's another one, man. He's just had an amazing career. But I was happy to see him get that championship. That was dope.
Yeah, and this is probably a special game for him. He's French as well, and anytime you come home back to your country, you wanna perform well. I'm sure he has a lot of family and friends at the game as well.
Yeah, for sure. I remember, man, this might have been like 7 years ago when he had just left Dallas. He came back. I was at Cholet in France, and he came back and he practiced with us for like 3 or 4 days, and man, he was talking big trash, but you know what I'm saying, and he was nasty. But I mean, he's still nasty, but he was letting us know, like, yo, this is my hood. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, nah, Roddy's cool, man. Roddy's cool. He's so laid back too. Like even after hitting 117, he kind of just walked it off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dang, I missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he act like this is what I do. I'm used to this. Like it's nothing new. I think
Right.
that's just his demeanor. You see when he hits big threes or clutch shots, he just kind of just jogs back on the court.
Right.
Like he's used to this.
Yeah, nah, he cool as a fan. He cool as a fan. Uh, man, Git's been doing it for a minute too.
Yeah, he's just what you call stability, consistency, longevity in the career
Mm-hmm.
wise. I mean, at 34, still jumping like that, still able to guard 1 through 5. He's a guy that a lot of casual fans won't know his importance, but he can really mess
Right.
up a team's offensive game plan because he can guard everyone on the court,
Nah, indeed.
and
Indeed.
that's not normal for your five to be able to switch out and guard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for him to be able to guard those bigger guys and be physical and to finish in the paint. And you already know the pick and roll threat he is at the rim, so I like the pickup by Asvel.
Yeah, nah, he's gonna be key, man. It looks like we got a YouTube supporter from Efes tonight, Alperin Jenk. I apologize if I pronounce any of these names wrong for everybody back home, but we got an Efes supporter. Yo, what's one of your favorite memories from your time at Efes?
Oh, it would for sure have to be when we won the Turkish Cup. So in the Turkish Cup, the first game we beat Drew Safaka. They had a really good team that year.
Mm-hmm.
They won the EuroCup. They had Scotty Wilbekin was the leader of that team, so we beat them. And then in the semifinal, we had Finner. Finner is always strong. That was when they were coming off that championship run, and they had Vesley, Salukis, Wanamaker, Tatomi, just a loaded team that dominated Europe probably for 4 year span. And we beat them. And then in the finals, it was a surprise. We ended up having Tofis, which was a really strong team that year, and
Mm-hmm.
we beat them as well. So just winning that Turkish Cup, anytime you win something is special, and it was fun to bring
Right.
that to the fans.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I still haven't made it out to Istanbul, man. I heard it's a very, very nice city, man.
Oh, it's beautiful. One of my favorite places. The food, the people. There's always something to do. Whether you're with your family or whether you're by yourself with friends. It's always something that keeps you
Mm-hmm.
occupied. Excellent shopping malls, and I just enjoyed the Turkish culture as well. I played in Turkey for 3.5 years and loved every moment of it, as well as my family. Beautiful place.
Yeah, man, look like Meech's getting ready to go off tonight. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
think
he killed last round.
yeah, no, he picking up where he left off. He definitely picking up where he left off. It's a good kick. It's,
Yeah, he's tough because he's got such good size at the one position. He can shoot it from
mm-hmm.
deep. He can play the pick and roll. And what makes him the most dangerous is that Efes surrounds him with all shooters, so you can't really help
Right,
off the pick and roll. You
right.
can't trap him. You can't double. You have to play 1-on-1 in the pick and roll, which is extremely difficult to do.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. And everybody back home, just want to quickly mention, please, please, please send your questions in. We'll take care of them. We'll answer your questions as quickly as possible as this game's going on. We looks like Omer Kainak says he said EuroCup star McCullum. You got a new nickname now. EuroCup star McCullum. They still got the MVP
Oh
chance,
man.
man. They still got the MVP chance, man. From what was that, about 5 years ago?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, 2016. That gala year was special. But yeah, it was a fun time. Fun time for sure. I tell them I appreciate you. I appreciate the fans.
That's funny, man. Oh man, Meechus is not playing around today.
Yeah, he's in mid-season form. I mean, you could just tell. Like he's
Yeah, he
rolling. He's
got
in good
blood.
shape right now. Oof,
Hmm.
he's locked in, and he probably doesn't want any of those famous Ottoman punishment practices. They go down 0-3 in the EuroLeague. So he's
How would
probably
the
very motivated.
what do you know about the punishment practice? What can you share about those?
Oh well, I played for Ottoman 1.5 seasons at Galatasaray. So we won the EuroCup.
Hmm.
I played with him that full season. That following year, I went to China. I came back when China finished for 3 months, and then
Okay.
he took over for Efes. So when you're losing some games, and Ottoman, he's a winner. He doesn't like to lose, um, and he takes it personal. And when he feels like you're losing, he feels like that means the team isn't in form or isn't in shape. So what he likes to do is he likes to have multiple practices at random times. It could be immediately after the game if he's unhappy with the team's performance. I mean, literally, you have a EuroLeague game, you play, and he might tell you put your clothes back on. We got practice, and that has happened. I promise. And one time he was upset with the performance. Straight after that practice, we went straight to the hotel, not to our apartments, to our family. Mind you, this is a home game, so we went straight to the hotel,
Okay.
and we stayed in the hotel. We ate as a team. We watched film for an hour, and then we had practice again at 7 in the morning. And
Dang.
it was a lot of running, uh, a lot of getting disciplined, and then we came back. There was supposed to be a third practice, but he let it go. He said, "Okay, I think you guys get the point. Come ready." I think after that, I think that's how we end up being so successful because nobody wanted to do that ever again.
Hey man. That's a fact. If there's one thing. If there's one thing that hurts a player overseas. It's those extra practices, man. That is punishment enough.
Yeah, he was famous for those. So I think they won't have to deal with it too much because F has been very successful. But in a double week, if you get off to a 0-4 start, you know that could be bad,
Yeah.
and that could bring back the punishment practices.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they got that in mind because a lot of these guys been there for a while, so I'm sure they're very familiar with that.
For sure. And they don't even need to be alarmed. I mean, last year, I don't remember the exact record, but I think they started off 0-3, maybe 0-4. Shane was recovering from his injury, and then they still
Hmm.
turned it on and end up making that run. So this just tells you the type of team they are and how they can kind of hit the light switch, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. And I think when you have a veteran team, though, guys know not to hit the panic button and to lock in and fix whatever the problem is. So, um, yeah, I don't think it's going to take them long. And I mean, they're off to a great start right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And when your leader is always calm, Ottoman is super calm, collected. He's the most confident maybe person I've ever met, and he
mhm.
he has that swag, that demeanor that he believes his team is the best, and he believes he's the best coach, and it kind of rubs off on the players because when somebody believes in you so strongly, you start to believe it too, even if you ever had
Right.
doubts, and that's kind of what he exudes as a coach.
So, what was it? What was it like? What changes did you see? Your first time, with Ottoman versus like the later times.
I think his confidence just increased even more just because he always had success. He always won. I mean, before I played with him, he had won in Besiktas. He always had very good point guards. He had Carlos Arroyo um, the year before I got there, and so he just expects excellence. And he kind of gives you that freedom on the court to play your game, and he's really good at selecting a group
Mm-hmm.
of players that mesh well together, that have good chemistry, and designing an offense that allows you to play to your strengths. So, with Shane, he's fast, he's quick. He does a lot of middle pick and rolls, a lot of situations where, he doesn't want him to be easily doubled, because he's a shorter player.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's hard to make the passes out of the double team. So you'll see him always putting Shane in those middle pick and rolls, a lot of times with the 4-man or with a 5-man shooter, so that you can't really help. That's kind of where they had a lot of
Right.
success last year with the big man who's now at Barcelona. But from my time with him, I just seen just the maturity as far as the confidence grow even more. Um, his he always was respected, but when you win, you get even more and more respect. And he was able to, I mean, pretty much control budget. If the team needed more money to get a certain player, he could get it. And he was
Right.
just a man of the people, I would say. But definitely a guy I enjoyed playing for, and he was fun to play with.
Nah, that's cool, man. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's definitely had some of the best guards to touch a ball on this side of the world, man, for sure. For sure. It looks like on YouTube we have a lot of Olympiacos fans in tonight. Y'all can watch their game tonight at 9 o'clock. I don't know if y'all say 9 o'clock or 21 hour, but that game will be tipping off in about 45 minutes. You can go to EuroLeague TV uh, and catch that. And while we're on the EuroLeague TV subject, we do have a promotion code Watchalong10. Watchalong10 will get those viewers outside of Italy and Spain 10% off. So please go to Euroleague.net for more info.
Yes. Speaking of
Man, they got a
Olympiacos, man, they've been excellent.
mhm. Yeah.
I think the best thing they did was signing Vizinko to that extension. I mean, he can really shoot it at the 4 spot. He
Hmm.
can score. He's aggressive. He's young. I mean, he's really just kind of took over the reins. Spanulis retires, and it's kind of the next
Yeah.
possibly great Greek to step in and lead. And I think he can be that for them.
Yeah, no, we watched we did the Olympiacos game last week, man. It was yeah, no, they look good. They definitely look good, man. I mean, I like a lot of these teams in EuroLeague this year. It's going to be extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. It's always competitive, but it's just for this early going, man. There's just so many teams that I like. I mean, so many teams that started off well, and then you got teams like Efes that haven't started off well, but they're going to be in the mix towards the end. So it looks like it's going to be an exciting season.
Yeah, it's full with a lot of talent, a lot of good coaches, and I think a lot of teams were assembled well. So we're definitely going to be in for a treat just to see the year play out.
For sure, my man Ellie get Ellie with the long ball. Yo, man, so they got Asvel has this young kid. I think his name's Matthew Strazzle. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I think he's just 19 years old. He's getting some good minutes in EuroLeague play for Asvel, man. I really like this kid, man. I think he's definitely gonna be one of the stars, carrying the torch, for the future of French basketball and EuroLeague. As he attacks Shane right here on cue.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a really good player. I mean, he's quick, he's fast, he's tough. He's not scared, and
Hmm.
he's under Tony Parker. Who else better to learn the point guard position than the great Tony Parker?
Yeah.
Good situation, and Asvel is one of those teams where they actually develop the young players. A lot of young players in Europe
Right.
don't really get an opportunity to play just because it's so competitive. There's so many good players, and coaches, don't have a lot of leeway, to take losses or to go through growing pains. So they kind of have to play who can help you
Hmm.
win right now. And just seeing him on the court right now shows you that he's a guy that can help you win, and that shows that he's special. Because most young players don't get this opportunity just because the intensity, the stakes,
Yeah.
is oftentimes too much for you to be able to win and develop a guy at the same time.
Yeah. So you think it's important for these EuroLeague teams to have that local development?
I think you got to develop your players, and that doesn't necessarily mean playing them. That could be. I think
Hmm.
they need to focus on a lot of skill development. Just making sure that they're working. If you're a guard, you're getting your pick and roll work. You're getting your shooting, your ball handling. If you're big, you're working on your stretch stuff. You're working on your post work. All these things in that development, because when you play in the EuroLeague and in your domestic league, you're always playing so many games, which is great. Um, but you have to take that time to put in the work on your own individually. And some young players will do it who love the game, and then some don't. And I think that's where you see the difference in those young guys who are playing a lot early and those who aren't.
Right. Right. No, that's a great point. And as we came to an end in the first quarter, I'd like to remind you guys there is a fantasy challenge going on in EuroLeague. The EuroLeague Fantasy Challenge is where you get to develop your own fantasy team, trade players, buy players, do whatever you want, have a good time, invite your friends. You can go to the address fantasychallenge.euroleague.net or go to euroleague.net and find some information there. But please check out the Fantasy Challenge, the EuroLeague Fantasy Challenge. So, E, if you were starting a fantasy team, a EuroLeague fantasy team, who's the first player you draft?
Mirotic, Nikola Mirotic, he's efficient. Um, he can shoot the three. He rebounds. He always shoots a high percentage. He draws fouls. He doesn't really turn it over much. He's a guy that I would definitely look to sign on my team just because he's just the definition of consistency.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a good call, man. I've been on here and I've been thinking like I've always been going with Shved. If I was starting a fantasy team, I would go with Shved just because he just does so much as far as passing and scoring and just as a playmaker. I love Shved's game. But
Yeah, he's a really good player. I think his role is a little different this year now in Cheska, but
yeah,
at his
for
size, his
sure.
versatility to play the pick and roll, to pass, to score, he definitely can do that. But I think his usage rate will be a lot less this year because Cheska runs
Hmm.
a equal opportunity offense.
Yeah. Shane Larkin is checked into the building. He's been in the game, but he's on the scoreboard now.
Yeah, he's a guy that scores in bunches. When he hits one or two, look out.
I know.
It could be a
It could
long
be a
night for
long
you.
night. A long night.
Yeah,
It could be a really long night, man. He only needs 14 points to eclipse 2,000 points in his EuroLeague career, man. So hopefully he gets that tonight.
if
2,000
the
points is
bigs
a
keep
lot of
playing
bucket.
low on the ball, if the bigs keep playing low on the ball screen like that, he's gonna get it real soon.
Yeah, he might have that by halftime. There you go. There you
They're
go.
playing. They're playing too low on the screen. That big has to step out. When you see Shane Larkin coming off of a handoff or a pick and roll, the big's feet have to be at the 3 point line. If they are not,
Oh,
if
for
his
sure.
heels aren't above the 3 point line, you're too far back. And here comes another
You
one.
got and you gotta have a hand high too. You gotta be up high with a high hand. Ooh, you get away with one. Yo, what little tricks have you learned like over the course of your career playing in Europe as far as like drawing fouls and whatnot? Have you added anything?
Yeah.
Have you added anything to your game or you be trying to you be trying to keep it 100?
Nah, I mean, I don't mind. Just because, this is my 12th season. Everybody already knows how I play. They have film. At the end of the day, you can know what somebody's going to do, but you still have to stop it. So, but,
Right,
I
right,
think from my time in Greece, I learned how to draw fouls. Just using the pick and roll,
right.
get into people's body, going opposite, using their aggressiveness against them. A lot of guys like to use their
Hmm.
hands a lot, or, people who are strong, they try to when they see somebody who has a slender frame, they try to like bump him and push him. And, I like contact. I like free throws. So, for me, I kind of use
Right.
that against him, and I watched a lot of Spanoulis from my time in Greece and how he was just able to draw fouls and was so good at splitting the pick and roll and going opposite. So, those are some things I picked up. And just learning how to use your body on defense, and you're always taught, I guess, in America, kind of just to move your feet and, to kind of, not use that body as much, more use your athleticism or your quickness. Whereas in Europe, they kind of want you to use everything, the speed, the quickness, your chest, and, just learning how to bump and when to bump, what you can get away with and what you can't.
No, that's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah, Asvel got to be careful. Asvel got to be real careful here. This could be, a danger zone for them going into this.
For sure, this game can get ugly quick, and that's that's kind of like what we talked about at the top of the show, man. It's just oh my gosh, you have to score so much against Efes. I mean, their guards are just coming at you. They got guards for days.
Yeah.
I mean, containing them is one thing, but also you got to try and put some points on the board as well because Efes just has so much firepower.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, if you can't score 85 plus points, you're probably going to lose because it's easier to score on Efes than it is to outscore them. So,
right.
Don't rely on stopping the guards too much. You try your best, but offensively you got to be clicking to beat them.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get something going. And I think, Efes definitely came out with a sense of urgency. Great pass. They definitely came out with a sense of urgency. So.
Yeah, as you expect, their backs against the ropes. I don't think you worry about Efes making the playoffs. I think you worry about seeding. And if you lose too many games early, you could get an undesirable matchup. You could get a Barcelona at Barcelona in the playoffs, or Madrid at Madrid. Like those are matchups you don't want to really have until you get to the Final Four.
Right. Right. You don't want that early. You don't want that early.
You want the easiest path as possible if you can help it.
For sure.
Look at that pass with the left wraparound. That's nice.
Yeah, that was a nice pass, man. That was a nice pass. It's funny, man. Back in college, man, our college coach used to make us do left-handed passes so often, and I never really appreciated it until I started playing in Europe and things like that. But it's just such an underrated skill, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. If you can pass with both hands, you can be deadly on that pick and roll, and it just gets you so many more options offensively.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it earlier. The lead's now at 15, and it was a good timeout here by T.J. Parker to kind of settle the troops. But Asvel got to keep it closer, and they got to get this crowd back into the game because they're not going to be able to outscore Efes. They don't have the firepower. They have to try to slow them down.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And then I mean, it was evident, in the first quarter, giving up 25 points. Anytime you got like a 25-point quarter, man, that's tough. You're definitely gonna have to make an adjustment, man. Try to slow the game down somehow, or you got to do something. So I'm interested to see what TJ does here.
And it's tough because usually when you have a guy like David Lively, you can literally stick him on somebody and tell him lock him up. And it's not easy to lock up a Larkin,
right?
But you can slow him down with that size, with his feet work, his body. Like David's an elite defender, and he's a guy that can make the night a little bit more difficult for Micic or for Larkin. And without him, I don't think they have anybody who can kind of replicate that.
Right. All right. Well, you're going to see what they're doing after this timeout. Everybody back home, please don't forget to submit your game predictions. Yes, we're giving you the cheat code right now. It's a 15-point lead, but we still want to hear who you predicting. How do you think this game is going to unfold? Let us know in the comments, and please ask questions. Ask away. Okay, Dennis Sahin has a question. He said, my question is, can Anadolu Efes be champion again as a Fenerbahce fan? A Fenerbahce fan is asking this question. Do you think Efes can be a champion again, back to back?
I think it's really difficult to win back to back. I think they have the talent, they have the pieces, they have the coach, the infrastructure, everything is in place. But I've been really impressed with Real Madrid and Barcelona, and I think Barcelona was so close last year. I think now is their time. I don't know if it's for sure
Mm-hmm.
thing or not, but if they can stay healthy, to me, I think Barcelona is the favorite. But
Yeah.
Efes is for sure Final Four team, and they're a team that could take it all the way again. But I wouldn't put my money on them. My money would be on Barcelona.
Yeah, nah, Barcelona is it's good ball movement. Yeah, nah, Barcelona for sure, man. I think with any team, man, it's going to come down to health at the end of the season, as it does for most teams. You know, the team that's able to stay healthy and kind of keep their soldiers together for the most part of the year, but also especially at the very end, man, will definitely have an advantage.
hmm And that's when depth plays a big key. Just because if you have a lot of players who can play, it kind of keeps guys fresh. It kind of, allows you to get through the season a little bit more healthy. Um, as far as practices, games, you're able to do a little bit more and able to show
Yeah.
different looks. So, a team with a lot of depth, I think, can do more. I really like Efes, but when you have to rely on two players to play 30 plus minutes every night, Larkin and Misic, I mean, after the long
Yeah.
runs they've had, the national team, all the time that they've been playing, you got to think it takes its toll. And I think that's why you see Efes kind of limiting Larkin's minutes in the preseason by sitting him
Yeah.
out, resting him, which was a smart decision. And, I just think that those 2 years where they've made those runs and those guys are both national team members, I think it puts a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, it does. It does. That coupled with father time, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Yeah. Every year the roster gets older. I mean, guys are getting
mhm.
older. You know, and everybody's age is different. Everybody's 35 or 36 is different. So it just depends on how guys are taking care of their bodies, how they're being professional, and that could determine their ability to make this long run.
Yo, what's up? What signs of aging do you feel in your body now? Is it like recovery in the morning? Like you on a foam roller extra 30 minutes now? What signs of aging do you have in your career now?
For me, like I still got my speed. I'm still fast and quick. Still can get to
Hmm.
my spots. I think the only difference is I just don't dunk as much. I can still jump, but it's just like I think when you're younger, you just have all the energy to keep dunking and dunking, and now you do
Right.
so many other parts of the game that you limit that stuff. But like I do take way more caution in my body. Your normatech and your foam rolling, your stretching. Now I'm tracking my water intake. You're getting your
Mm.
massages. You're getting your body work. Um, all these little things that when you're young you take for granted. Like you don't focus on it as much as you should. And then as you get older and you want to continue to play longer and you realize, how important it is, you see guys like LeBron James, who's 36 years old, um, in December playing, at the top of his game. You see a guy like Chris Paul who's 37 years old taking his team to the finals, so you start to realize
Right.
that, I want to be a guy who has that longevity, who's able to play at a high level. I don't just want to play for a long time. I want to, still be dominant, still be someone who can,
Hmm.
impact the game. And the only way to do that is to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Not for sure, man. I think that's one of the things I think hoopers, at least in this generation, are kind of getting a little more informed on is taking care of their bodies. Uh, and I still kind of like low key remember when foam rollers just came out. Like you know what I mean? I remember it used to be the old white foam joints, the old white foam squishy
Yeah.
joints. I was like, yo, what is this? you know.
Yeah. And then I've been
Now
also
they
told like
vibrate.
back early in my career we used to foam roll on basketballs. Like they
Yeah,
would take
yeah,
basketballs and you would use that to roll out. Like times have changed so much.
for sure, man. For sure, man. But it's necessary to to have a long career. I mean, you look at like even Spanulis, who just retired at 39. I imagine he was probably somebody that took great care of his body, which is why he was able to be so effective late in his career. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, he played a long time, and he was very successful. One of the legends out there. Hope he's enjoying
Yeah,
retirement. He always on the go, go, go. This is the one time now he can
yeah,
relax and you know just chill. It's probably tough though. That first year, you probably get a little restless. You miss the game a little bit. I've seen him at some of the Olympiacos games, but this is family time
yeah,
now. You worked a long time for this. He deserves it.
for sure. For sure. We're coming down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. F is holding on to an 11-point lead. Yeah, man. I think for Asvel, the
I
game
like.
plan right now is just get it under 10 going into half.
Hmm. Yeah, I like how they responded after the timeout by TJ. I think it was a 15 or 17 point lead, and it looked like
Hmm.
the game could get out of hand. But since then they came in, he drew up a play fresh out the timeout. They executed, got to the free throw line, and they just continue to play. We got Costas checking into the game, and a Kupo.
Yeah.
Good defense. Ooh, good
Yeah.
pass. Timeout Efes if he hit it. Ooh,
Uh, but right now, another scores around the league. We got Berlin up on Fenerbahce right now, 28-23. We have Unix beat Munich 73-70, and Cheska beat Zenit 60-54. Low scoring game. Oh, looks like we're going the other way.
Cheska's in it, 60-54. So
Yeah,
strange. This last week, Cheska scored 100 points, and today 60. But hey, they got the win. They're really good on defense. It seems. Huh? I know Zenit likes
yeah,
the slugfest games. They like to grind it out.
right.
Asvel getting
Man.
good offense right there. They're trying to isolate
Yeah,
Larkin
they
in the
are
post. They get a good look at the three. Would have been a good would have been a big play for him to kind of close the gap a little bit going to the half, build some momentum.
for sure. See if they can get a stop here. Oh, there we go.
Nice. Ooh, that's
All
tough.
right.
That's
That's
tough.
the play you need. That's the play you need. There we go.
William Howard.
That.
William Howard, more of a shooter, but showing the athleticism right there. Coast to
Indeed. And he
coast.
picking up full. Bang like that, I'm picking up full too. I don't care.
Oh, oh,
Oh.
that looked like a
Oh, did he
clean
get hit in the
block.
face?
Oh, but I didn't see the hand. I seen it block first, and
Yeah,
then
we
it might
gotta
have
see
been
this
contact.
replay. Hold up.
Yeah. Oh, his
Oh, he
his
hit his
face
head.
hit the
Oh, he hit his
ground.
head on the. Yeah, he hit his head on the
Yeah.
ground.
Oh.
Dang.
Oh.
God, I know that hurt. Man.
Oh.
Woo. I hope he hit his forehead and not his nose. Man, I
Yeah.
know that hurt. Sheesh.
Yeah. His head is ringing for sure.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he blocked the ball, but then he followed through. He hit the hand a little bit on the follow through. Gotta wait
Hmm.
till it leaves his hand to block it. A lot of bigs try to
Yeah,
block
for
the ball when
sure.
it's in the shooter's hands.
Yeah, that's tough. With Costas, coming from a family of hoopers, and even yourself, like what role do you think, just having, just that basketball family environment, man, what role do you think that plays into the success of a basketball player?
I think it's huge. I think it sets a foundation for you where you get to watch, him being the third of the four brothers that play basketball. He was able to see, what the Thanasis did, what Giannis did. He's able to see, their hard work, their growth as players, everything they did. And, I mean, obviously developed their bodies. I mean, if you look at Giannis, coming into the league as just somebody who was supposed to be a defensive player. And, he emerged as a guy who's a superstar, arguably the best player in the league, if not the best, top five for sure. And
Right.
I think it kind of, keeps you hungry, but it also provides you with resources. You think, where Giannis and Thanasis came up, they didn't have those same resources. Some of it might be notoriety, name, maybe even
Right.
money to do certain things. And, him and the younger brother, Alex, they're coming into a situation where, they have everything at their disposal. Look at them right on cue, finishing at the rim. And now they're able to put that work in, to have the training, to have the dietitians, to have whatever they need to develop their games. And now it just comes down to getting into the gym and doing it. And, I like his decision to come to Asvel. I know he had a lot of offers in Europe, but this is a place where he can really come and develop his game. And Asvel has shown that they develop young players. And it was a great choice for him to go there, I believe. And I think you'll see him continue to grow and adjust to the European game and system.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I think I think one of the things people just don't understand is like, how much styles of play just differ from league to league, country to country, and sometimes there's an adjustment period that comes with that as a player. You know what I mean? It's like, you see one player go to a different league and it's like you're expecting the same production or something else, and it doesn't always just happen so fast. But I think that's one thing. It's just tough to adapt. So like even with you, anytime that you've gone from like one league to the next, is there do you kind of like do homework on the league? Well, I mean, I know you pretty much you're a hoop head, so you follow a lot of hoop. But how do you adjust bouncing from like league to league?
Yeah, I think it's important. I like that you said that. You brought up a great point. He had offers a lot of places, but he decided to sign in France. And France is a league that's up tempo, allows you to get up and down, and that style suits his play. And I think as a player, when making a decision on the team for myself, I always try to pick not just the team, fits my style of play, but also a coach, a system. And you like to see someone who maybe played your position, who maybe was similar. Obviously, everybody's game is different, but maybe someone who had a similar style as yours have success there. And if you see that, that maybe, by you filling in, you being a different piece to the puzzle, you can also have some of that same success if you work hard. And I think, choosing the league where it suits your style. Like that was a nice step back. If you're a big man and you like to play a slow game and you want back to the basket stuff, then you need to pick a lead that maybe isn't as up tempo. As for guards, it's better to be in those up tempo, free flowing leads. And sometimes for me, I've tried to choose leads where you have that opportunity to play that type of style.
Right. Nah, for sure, man. And look like Efes ended the half strong. Efes ended the half strong for sure. Man, it looked like Asvel was gonna close up. Yeah, man, it really hurts, after the dunk from Howard, man. But who was your MVP of the first half?
For me, I would say Misha's kind of set the tone, in the first quarter, got him going, and I would say in the second quarter, Larkin kind of took over from there. A lot of times, it's not just your scoring; it's him getting in the paint, him finding passes and creating. I think he kind of kept the flow going for the team, and those two players obviously kind of the key to what Efes looks to do and what they try to do to kind of impose their will.
Okay, yeah, nah, I completely agree, man. I would go with those guys as well. So, since it's halftime, let's see what's happening around the rest of EuroLeague.
McCollum with the classiest of finishes. Absolutely terrific display.
A moment of magic from Errick McCollum.
Trying to find McCollum. No way, that's outrageous. An extraordinary shooting display by Errick McCollum.
McCollum takes the three-pointer and hits it.
Oh my goodness, 9 3-pointers in this game alone for Errick McCollum.
Precise and razor sharp.
Anadolu Efes Istanbul fulfilled their championship destiny.
2 years on from the heartache of defeat in the EuroLeague Championship game, Anadolu Efes Istanbul finally scored Europe's top prize.
For the first time in their long distinguished history, Anadolu Efes Istanbul are the EuroLeague champions.
The second Turkish side to conquer Europe, Efes now stand a cut above the rest.
It was like a dream. It was an amazing experience to lift in the cup. It's a great accomplishment for Anadolu Efes and as well as Turkish basketball.
We all leave our egos at the door and we all go out there and just try to win every single game. It's not about who scores the most points. At the end of the day, for our team, it's just trying to get every single win that we can.
With a largely unchanged roster, Efes aim to become only the third team to defend the EuroLeague trophy in the modern era.
Our goals are the same, but first one is to reach the playoffs and then get the home court advantage and then Final Four. We just got to stay focused and stay humble and hungry.
I think only 2 teams have gone back-to-back and won championship 2 years in a row. So now that's our goal, you know, to be the third team that's done that. And I think we're going to give everything we have to try to accomplish that goal.
Balance, a state where all things are equal.
We're trying to mix veterans with young guys because, you know, we give them a lot of chance to a youth program. After that, you got to bring veterans. So we're glad we kept David Lighty, you know, Antoine Joe, that brings you that experience. And then we got a lot of talented guys. It's a job I have to do, you know, to make sure we get the right fit on the team.
At 17 years of age, LDLC Asvel Villeurbanne's Victor Wembanyama is already considered one of European basketball's hottest properties and is now set to make his EuroLeague debut.
Asvel staff, Asvel installation, you know, everything they get around the basketball team is unmatched in France. I had a lot of opportunities, a lot of propositions, you know, but Asvel's one stood out.
It's mind-blowing, the abilities that he has and the things that he's able to do at his size. There's things that you can't teach.
I haven't played a EuroLeague game, so I know, you know, when I say he's not 100% reliable, because I'm not really on another level yet, but no game is impossible to win.
Man, Victor Wembanyama, man, he's a heck of a talent, man. I've been able to watch him rather closely, you know, this summer, and you know, he's a heck of a talent, man. I think one thing that impresses me about him is just how he affects the game on the defensive end. Like, you can't even pass the ball normally. You can't, obviously, you know, with his rim protection, you're not getting any basic layups. But I mean, Victor's special, man, and he blocks shots with both hands, you know, which I think is a huge talent. You know what I'm saying? But have you been able to check him out?
Yeah, I actually seen some clips of him. You know, I think his potential is enormous. You know, this is a kid who has really good shooting mechanics. At that size, you know, with those big hands, that height, those long arms, he's able still to have great touch on his jump shot. He can put it on the floor. He actually moves pretty fluidly to be so, you know, tall and long, and you can tell he's still young, he's still gangly, you know, he's still, you know, adolescent. But I mean, this kid, I mean, he has the tools to be something special. I think he could be a force defensively. Obviously, he has to get a little stronger, you know, add a little weight. But he could be, one of the stars in Europe. We're going to really see something bright with him. And, I think it's just a matter of time, not a if, more of a when.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that type of size being so mobile like that, man, it's gonna be exciting to see where he's at in a few years, even skill wise. I think he's a talent, and then kind of as we've been talking about a lot, Asvel just does such a great job with their young talent. I think he's definitely in the right place to really develop his talent, and just to also learn from the other players, the older players that are around.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing his development. He's a player I'm going to closely watch, just to see what he's doing, where he's at, and I think he'll be coveted all around Europe, and it's just going to be exciting to see the growth, and that European basketball is in good hand. As you continue to play for a long time, you love to see the young talent emerge. You love to see that there's still going to be other great players that kind of carry the torch, and every time legends leave the game, the Spanulises, Dimitridis, those type of guys, it's refreshing to see, a kid like this who, could potentially, be the next in line to be something special.
Yo, if Victor hopped into this group chat, like, what advice would you give him?
I would tell him, keep your circle small. Whoever's been in your life right now, who's been helping you with everything, keep it right there. Not to say not to add new people as far as, advice or listening, but, keep your circle, your inner circle, who you trust with everything personal, keep it there. And I would say all the work it took you to get to the spotlight, everything it took you to get this attention, remember everything you had to do. And when you become, one of the top, prospects in Europe, as you are, don't shy away from, that work. Because a lot of times guys, finally reach their goals, finally have some success, finally get the contract they desire. And it's like, okay, I'm here. But no, I always tell people it's hard to get to the high level. He's at the EuroLeague now. You're there. Congratulations. But what's even harder? Staying at that level repeatedly for years, consistency, and being one of the top players in Europe. That's even harder. So I would encourage him to keep going and to never be satisfied.
Yeah, I think we all, we all struggle with getting comfortable, man, and that's something that comes with success. It's just fighting, that urge to get comfortable once you've had a little bit of success. So, yeah, that would definitely be dope advice. But everybody back home, please continue to comment. We're reading your comments as we go along through the night. Let us know who you think is going to be the MVP of this game, as we have Asvel down 35 to Anadolu Efes 49. It looks like they're gonna have to make some changes. What if you were in that Asvel locker room? What would you be suggesting as changes right now?
The biggest thing I saw is they were too low on the pick and roll coverage on Misic and Larkin. When you have the big playing that far back, I know a lot of coaches want to force that pull-up jump shot, but that's something you can't do to those guys. I mean, Misic starts the game off. He's 2 for 3 from 3. Then you have Larkin, who's 2 for 2 from 3. You have to take those looks away. And I think if you do that, you give yourself a better opportunity. The times they did step up on the pick and roll coverage, there was no weak side help. The weak side help was late. It led to easy layup or dunk. That's when you see Misic throw the nice left hand wraparound pass. The weak side help is supposed to be there. The big did his job. He showed high on the screen. He did his job. And, when the backside is not there, the big is less likely to show his high the next time because he doesn't have confidence. So if you're going to be disciplined, if you want to be a playoff team in the EuroLeague, you want to be someone who's successful and wins games, everybody has to be in sync, and they have to do that. So that pick and roll coverage must be adjusted. And they need to trap, they need to hard hedge, or they need to ice it and force it to a sideline. But you cannot let those two come off and play against a flat defense. I would never do that.
Yeah. And it's just tough. It's just tough to trap, such a high level team like that. Cause you just got shooters everywhere you turn, And it just creates a scramble situation. But you do have to take something away. And that's just one of the challenges of playing against a team like that, And I think even offensively for Asvel, they got to continue to play through the guards, man. Like, I think I would keep Ellie in these pick and rolls going to his left hand. He's just so much more dynamic and effective, once he can get on that left hand as far as passing or even finishing at the rim. So, I like to see kind of energy that Asvel comes out with, out the gate, because as we've seen, man, this league can jump up quick.
Yeah, and I mean, Larkin and Misic combined for 27 points. So my mindset is, are you going to continue to play the same way and let those two beat you, or will you take a chance and, okay, don't leave the ball open, but maybe risk from the 4 position, maybe risk for somebody else beating you. But what I liked from Asvel was the action where they put Larkin in the post. They had Chris Jones backing him down, and then they would play through the post and they would run an off-screen action where they would free up a 3 maybe for Ellie or for one of their shooters. And also they can run a pick and roll, which it looks like they did a couple of times, from that mid-post area at about 15 feet. It's really hard to guard that. It's hard to trap that. And that's an action that I think can be very successful for them. So I think I'd like to see more of that. They came through it late in the second quarter. Maybe, run that until they stop it. And I don't think Efes really stopped it. I think Asvel missed shots. And if you're getting good looks, I would continue with that same offense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure, man. There's no need of reinventing the wheel. And, and I think that, as a coach, and I'm sure TJ's probably saying this, it's kind of good to kind of go back to the things that the team knows that they've had success with, especially, in a game like this. So hopefully they get back to those actions and, and they're able to get some success and bring this game a little closer.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get Ellie more shots. He only got 4 shot attempts in the first half, and he's the key to their offense. You got to find a way to free him up and get him some shots. But Dunstan's a really good pick and roll defender on defense, and he's not going to make it easy. He's going to be in the right position, every time. A veteran, savvy, who has won the Defensive Player of the Year road to the EuroLeague, multiple times. So it's not easy, but they got to find a way to get him some reads and some actions in there and attack, maybe the other bigs who, aren't as savvy defensively as maybe a Dunstan is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Is that something that you used to do when you used to play? Like, would you know like which bigs on the pick and roll you really wanted to attack, and then which ones you had to be a little more careful of?
Yeah. There's guys that throughout Europe that are really hard to attack just because they're quick, they move their feet, they have long arms, they're probably active, reaching on the ball, and they can test shots. I mean, for me, some of the hardest guys on pick and roll defense are Brandon Davies, Kyle Hines, Bryant Dunstan. Those 3, like, they really make you work. They don't give you anything easy, and they're just always there. Like, they're always in the right position. They're always, doing their job. And a lot of bigs don't have the athleticism or the foot speed to do that, or the length. Some things you just don't have. You're not blessed with athletically. But those 3, I mean, they can hedge, they can play flat, they can do everything on that, and they make it tough. Also, another good defender in the pick and roll is Jan Vesely, especially when Finner was on that run. Before he had any of those injuries. I mean, he was tough in the pick and roll and really good on switches as well. Just his length, his athleticism.
Right.
Those 4, I would rather go in the pick and roll with someone else just to make it easier. Sometimes you're going to have them, but I would look, and if I seen them, I would call the 4-man. It's easier.
Right. No, that's a fact. But it looks like the second half has got underway, and here we go. Efes coming out swinging. Nice little naked ball screen action on the side.
And see, Dustin's out the game. This is the opportunity where maybe they can, run some of those pick and roll plays to kind of get Ellie some shots and, to kind of get Chris Jones, in the flow.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do with this lineup out there. I would like to see Asvel add one more piece.
Yeah, on the perimeter and inside, what you looking for?
I would look for something on the inside. You know, I'm trying to think of even who's available, but I would like.
I think they have it. They have it. He's just not playing. I think Raymar Morgan gives him that scoring on the inside. Like that's a guy that can score in the post, who can shoot the mid range, who can play short roll, pick and pop. Like I think he's going to really impress a lot of people. But right now, they don't have anybody that they can throw the ball inside and get a bucket.
Right. Yeah, I feel like they're relying a lot on the perimeter play right now, which is tough. I mean, they're going to be good in spurts, man, but for 40 minutes, it's tough to rely so heavily on the perimeter.
Yeah, and they at the 5 position, they don't have a pick and pop guy or a pick and short roll guy. And I think this could be a changing factor of the game. Misic just picked up his 3rd foul.
Yes.
This is a chance for Asvel to make a push here.
Yeah, definitely. But once again, I mean, Efes is just so deep. Oh, that's a tough shot.
I wonder why they aren't running their pick and roll sets. They're running a lot of off screens and pin down actions, but Dunstan's out the game. This is the time that you attack the 5-man in the pick and roll sets. You have a 5-man who's a really good player, but he doesn't have the athleticism that Dunstan has. You can take advantage of that in the pick and roll sets, like right here. Okay, James Giss.
Got him one.
The veteran. Showing you I don't just dunk on you. I got a little mid-range game too.
Indeed.
This is where the run has to come. This is their opportunity.
Foul.
Good take. Good take.
Yeah, that is, man. It's the Efes guards, man. They're going to keep that pressure on you. They're going to keep that pressure on you all night. And I think the tough part is they could all shoot it so well, you have to play so high up. Like, I mean, as a guard, like,
yeah,
you can't give them any kind of daylight.
And then they space you out. They put Singleton and James Anderson in the corners or the wings, or they normally have Krunoslav Simone, who's a key player too. And you can't leave any of those guys open. I mean, they're all 40% plus shooters. From 3.
Gotta pick your poison.
Yeah. That's what makes him so tough to guard.
Good cut.
Gotta finish those.
Yo, as a player, you enjoy playing in like the bigger arenas or the smaller ones more?
I like the smaller ones better just because they're on top of you. I like for shooting for the backdrop, I like the backdrop to be close. In the large arenas, the backdrop is further. I feel it's not as friendly for shooters, but those smaller ones, man, it's like you can just feel the fans on the back of your neck. So for me, the small gyms like this gym Asvel has, it's perfect setting.
Right.
Asvel's just not getting easy buckets or easy shots. Like everything is, come down, quick shot, not in the flow, not getting anything.
Yeah, it's like
easy.
creative.
Just running their sets, getting to their spots. Yeah. Multiple people are touching the ball. It's swinging. It's flowing. Like even though they missed that shot, like it's just a different offense on that end.
For sure, man. I mean, it's tough when you constantly just have to create buckets. You know what I mean? And you got to get some easy ones.
And it's just Asvel's just not getting. I don't know if it's the chemistry, a lot of new pieces coming in. The lack of no David Lively, no Raymar Morgan, but the offense just isn't flowing like you want it to, especially at home. At home, that's when your offense is usually the best. You got the crowd behind you, the energy. Guys are excited. Oh, yeah, this is getting out of hand.
It's tough. Yeah, it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. As we go into a timeout, let's everybody back home, man. This is your opportunity to talk to the EuroCup 2016 MVP. Throw your questions in here. Let's see. He doesn't bite. He answers everything truthfully. He's got a lot of expertise, man. So please submit your questions. It looks like we got a lot of we got some Maccabi and some Olympiacos fans. Let us know who y'all rooting for today.
That just shows you how good Efes is. Misic goes out, gets his third foul. It's an 11-point game. You think this is the chance for Asvel to make the run, and you blink, 19-point game just like that with one of the EuroLeague MVP on the bench.
Man, they just keep coming with waves, man. It's and I mean, they're just extremely deep. And it's kind of like that, like even last week, just watching like Real Madrid. It's just, the second unit is just as capable, man. And you got a team like this with so much talent, man. You think you dodge a bullet by getting one player in foul trouble, but you got another beast coming off the bench.
Just waiting to get out there.
Waiting. Look, they running that post set again.
Yep, mid post. That's the only thing that's been successful for them. That mid post play, isolating Larkin in the post, and then running some off screen actions off of that. Good offense. See that everybody touched the ball moved, it went inside out. It's an easier shot. When the ball moves and you find the open guy.
Looks like Baskonia has a 1-point lead against Pana, and Milan is beating Maccabi. Sorry to the Maccabi fans out there. Milan's beating Maccabi at the moment. Okay, Roddy, go.
Milan looks good. This season too.
Yeah, I like.
They changed up the roster a little bit, added some guys who were new to the EuroLeague, but man, they're tough. Right. I really like their guard play.
Good move. Ooh. Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, it was difficult, man. I mean, I think losing, punter and Zach Leday, man. It was, they were key contributors last year, but I think they, the new pieces they added this year are definitely gelling well.
Yeah, they got the experience with Delaney and Rodriguez. Really like that backcourt, and then Devin Hall is giving them another dimension this year, and Shields is just special. To me, him and Will Clyburn are the best three men in the EuroLeague. Those two are special, and Shields is just continue to get better every year. So, and they got good big men. You added a Melly, you got the reliable winning Mr. Kyle Hines. It's definitely an interesting team, man.
Yo, so like, who's on your EuroLeague Mount Rushmore?
The best players currently or ever?
Let's just say currently. Let's just say currently right now. Let's say currently right now.
Okay, if I had to pick the top 5 in the EuroLeague right now, at the 1, I'm taking Mike James. That boy tough. He's fast, he's quick, he's athletic. Say what you want, but I don't think nobody can guard him. He can get to the basket, he can play pick and roll, he can play isolation, and he can create. I think at the 2, I'm taking Larkin. I know it's a small backcourt, but I'm just going with, who is, some of the best players. And those guys are explosive. They can do things creating, scoring. They can make the game easier for teammates, everything. At the 3, I got to take Will Clyburn. He can post. He can shoot the three now. He can slash. He's explosive. He can also guard. At the 4, gotta take Mirotic. He's just, to me, probably the best player in Europe. One of them. He can do everything. You can play through him in the post. You can play through him on pick and pop situations. He can play the 4 and the 5. And at the 5 position, since I got 2 smaller guards, normally I would pick a Brandon Davies, but since I got 2 smaller guards, I got to go Walter Tavares.
Yes, sir. I knew that was coming.
Finish,
I knew that was coming.
and he'll make up for any issues on the inside. So, for me, that's my favorite 5. Really like Brandon Davies, but since I went with 2 small guards, I got to go Walter Tavares at the 5 position.
Nah, that's a fact, man. You got to get King Kong in there. All right, Ellie. Oh, offensive.
Nice
wow.
take. Oh, wow.
Do you think that was offensive? I don't know about that one. Let's see.
He went into the layup.
Oh, yeah.
He linked, but that's a flop.
Yeah, he did.
Singleton is 6. He's 6'8", 230 pounds, and Ellie is 6'2", 190 pounds. Like, come on.
Hey, he sold it. Singleton been out here for a while. He sold it. He sold it up here.
There was contact, but there wasn't enough to make that big guy fall like that.
Nah. Definitely not. Definitely not, man. Man, Shane Larkin has now reached 2,000 points in his EuroLeague career. He's at 2,001 right now, man. Congrats to him.
Congratulations. Out of curiosity, how many games has he played?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we're going to get that fact check in a second.
Because I know this is 3rd year in Efes. He had a year in Baskonia. Is it 4 years?
Let's see here. Yeah, Shane. Yeah, Baskonia, the Efes years, and yeah.
So 2,000 points in 4 years. It's impressive.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
He had some monster years too.
Yeah, that's all I was about to
COVID
say.
year.
Man, what?
He went crazy, and then last season as well.
Indeed. He's had some years going crazy, but yeah, now Michis is next up to reach 2,000 points. He needed 68 points going into this game. So, he definitely can probably get that within the next couple games. He'll reach that 2,000 milestone. He's got 16 tonight. Good take, good finish.
That's what they needed.
Got a little fire. We only down to. That's what I'm saying. We creeping back.
They trying to make it interesting.
They showing a little fight.
Ataman seen enough. He's bringing in Misic. He's seen enough. He's trying to finish the deal early. That's the confidence he has in them. 3 fouls. Late in the 3rd. A lot of time left in this game, but he's trusting. One of his main guys to play smart. Just look at Raymar Morgan. I know Asvel misses him on the inside. I think he's going to add a lot to that team.
Hey, Ellie out there defending, boy. Come on here, boy.
Good defense.
There we go.
Great
there
defense.
we go. There we go.
They starting to wake up. Look at them. Look at that. Denying, moving, forcing the moving screen. Yeah. Got the crowds into it. You can hear him in the back. This is a big possession.
I don't agree with that call.
You need it. Yeah, that was moving, though. That was moving. That was a good call by the referees. Got it.
For sure.
Got to get crew. Oh, young fella.
Young fella.
Back.
It looked like we got from YouTube, Duskan Kvartuk says Asvel will be beaten tonight. Well, Dusan, we got a lot of time left, man, and they're showing a lot of fights, so we'll see. They're definitely
making it
not,
interesting.
They're definitely not quitting. Love the fight.
They've picked up the intensity defensively big time. You can see the difference.
Find somebody.
Got to get into something. It's late in offense.
Dude, there we go.
Another turnover.
Another foul. Man. See, this is where you got to build on that momentum, man. Like, give me a missed shot.
The crowd is into it.
Yeah, it's like, give me a missed shot, but don't give me these 2 turnovers, you know?
Man, yeah. That could easily be a 4 to 6 point swing right there. They don't turn the ball over, they score there. It's a different game.
For sure.
But they're picking up full court now. You could tell it's a different level of intensity. They need another stop. That's for sure.
Indeed.
Another stop.
They're switching out now. They got this lineup.
Good defense.
Ooh, there we go. There we go. Asvel playing.
Hey, that was impressive. Big fella moved his feet well. In the Cooper on the switch.
Yeah, he's
stayed
right
in front
there.
of him. Then used his body and his length, forced a tough errant throw. Yeah, that's good defense. You got to be pleased with that when you see your big fella moving the feet, guarding the guard. It's not easy for him to do.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think a lot of times, you just kind of want him to kind of stay in the area or at least slow him down enough until the help side is able to rotate. But, he forced that turnover.
Yeah. Mises has played well shooting the ball wise, but, that was his 6th turnover. So, he's got to protect the basketball a little bit better. But he shot the ball well, and he's made some good plays.
Yeah, for sure, man. I swear, man, those 6 turnover nights hurt, man, as a player. I mean, we all go through them, but you never forget those, man.
Yeah, especially a lot of times it's passes that you could have,
right.
Maybe made a different read or different look or sometimes unforced. I mean, he's having a great night shooting the ball, though, and, I think those turnovers won't deter his aggression. I think he'll still be in attack mode and, he'll still make the plays that his team needs.
Yeah, that's part of being a great player, man. I mean, you just got to continue to play, one way. But, it's just those turnovers, that's just something that, you always want to get back. At the end of the night, you always want those back, those plays back.
Don't foul. Just let him go. That's the toughest part. Sometimes when you go to the basket, you get a good look at a layup, you miss it. You instantly want to try to find a way to get your ooh, goodness.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it looked like he blocked that joint down. Like,
man, look at the athleticism. Sheesh.
God. Oh, he hit his hand on the rim, too. That ain't goaltending. That's a block.
Just starting to go down. Man.
That looked like it was a block.
That's an incredible play.
Man.
That athleticism was impressive.
If that was goaltending, that was one of the dopest.
Oh, good pass, young fella.
All right, young fella. I'm telling you, young boy gonna be nice, man.
Ooh.
Young boy gonna be nice.
That was nasty. Great cut, good pass.
Matthew's gonna be nice, man. I like his game. Good pass.
Nice. It's a good foul, though. Big man had an easy dunk. Gotta foul him. Nice pass. No look. Great cut. They need more of that. More getting into the lane. Drawing the help. Finding the cutters and shooters. Not getting enough of that. Efes is doing a good job of keeping them, perimeter oriented and shooting a lot of outside shots.
Yeah. Man, it's just super dope to see them have the confidence in this, in Matthew Strazzle, man. Especially in important games and meaningful moments. It's really going to do wonders for his development.
Yeah, he's playing clutch minutes, key minutes. He looks comfortable too. Look at him.
Yeah.
Good move. Yeah, good call. Got to stay down.
Mm-hmm.
Got to stay down.
Stay on
your
your
feet
feet.
and jump into the shooter. And you got to give him space to land. That's a good call by the ref.
Got to stay down. You know, Brian Dunstan is an all-time leader in block shots in the league, in EuroLeague, with 274.
Not even surprised. Playing with him, if you ever got beat off the dribble, he's a guy that he's going to be at the rim and he's going to make the shot extremely difficult. He's going to block it. He's going to alter it. And I think something that goes unnoticed is his ability to play that pick and roll coverage.
Mm-hmm. As a guard, it's always dope playing with a player like that, man.
Yeah, they make your job easier, for sure. And they make you look good. You make a mistake, sometimes they're there to clean it up.
Yeah, without a doubt. Charles got 4 fouls.
They didn't need right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Puts them on the free throw line. They're in the bonus. You got momentum going into the fourth 10-point game. You get to stop. It's not the ideal situation, but it's doable. Now you foul him and you give him opportunity to score.
14 seconds. Let's see if they can get something going here. Bucket gets you down 9 points.
Yeah.
Let's see what they got.
See if they're gonna get the young fella in the high pick and roll, the high middle pick and roll with the young fella. Oh, they letting him go 1-on-1. Oh, good pass.
Oh, great pass. I'll tell you, he hyped up. All right, young fella.
Straza getting to the lane in the 1-on-1 against a good defender. And Balbay finds Anakupo with the finish, the athleticism.
Indeed.
Yeah, they got to run that back one more time.
For sure.
That's a great play. Heady play by a young player.
Gotta love it, man.
You don't expect a 19-year-old kid to make that kind of play. Like, in traffic, in the good clock management. He knew when to attack the basket. He didn't go too early and give Efes an opportunity, to attack on offense. He wasted the time, got to the paint, found the big fella. Great offense.
I mean, the difficulty of the pass was amazing too, man. I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this young fella, man. I think Matthew's gonna be a heck of a player and gonna have a heck of a EuroLeague career. But everybody back home, real quick, while we're in between quarters, please get your fantasy challenge on. Let's head over to fantasychallenge.euroleague.net. It's free of charge. You can go over, draft your own fantasy team, play with your friends, trade players, do what you want to do. It's a great time. It's not too late. We're still early in the season. Head over to fantasychallenge.euroleague.net and construct your own fantasy team. And you might as well tune in now, man, and pick up one of these players that's playing today, man. There's a lot of guys putting up some good numbers. And, I think a lot of guys on the floor right now are going to have some great seasons. Man, I gotta tip my hat to Matthew Strazel, man. I know he was good coming into this, but he's playing.
He's looking good.
He's playing in a big against the defending champs, and he's playing with a lot of heart, man. Not scared at all.
Yeah, he's holding his own out there.
For sure.
He has 5 assists in a little under 11 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, good straight. Oh,
there we go.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh, looking like his brother on that one. I didn't know.
Indeed.
Through there.
I didn't think he had it either.
Moved him like big bro. Got him out the way and finished. Okay, Costas.
Man.
a strong finish. Yeah, he's extremely athletic. He might be more athletic than Giannis, the way he's jumping.
Man. And they fighting right now. This is a game. It's early.
I tell you, this is a danger zone. The crowd is in it. They believe. That could possibly be an intentional foul, too. He just went and grabbed his arm. I don't know. Not a play on the ball.
Yeah.
They might want to look at it. Good finish. Ooh, through the contact on
finish.
his head. Look at that.
That was a tough finish. Huh.
Mm.
A lot of young talent on Asvel.
Another one? Oh,
there you
another
go.
One. Get a timeout.
Back up top.
Get a timeout, Efes. Gotta get a timeout. Gotta get a timeout.
Back
and
up top.
Gotta regroup right now. Gotta settle the crowd. Sometimes in these situations, Ataman likes to play it out. He likes to see, early in the regular season, how guys respond in a hostile, environment, when the stakes are high.
Yeah.
I think he's letting them play it out. He's trusting his veterans and his team.
Mm-hmm.
And great pass by Lacombe. And
Man,
it seems like if you just throw it anywhere in the vicinity, he'll go get it.
For sure. And I mean, that empty pick and roll on the side, man, is just so tough to guard. Because you really got to bring it from the strong side top or, from the bottom. But it's a tough cover. Oof.
Oh, this game is getting interesting. Just like that one said that it was over, right? This is the beauty of the EuroLeague.
Yeah.
The game is never over.
Duskan, where you at, man? You said it was over.
Any moment, the trajectory of the game could change, especially with the crowd, with the pace of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Big shot, Misic. Big shot. Nice pull-up.
Tough bucket.
They needed that. That's that shot that kind of settles the crowd, kind of deflates you a little bit, takes a lot of air out of you. Everything was going well, and then boom, like a balloon pop.
Come on, get back,
Good
fella.
take. Just... Uh-oh, got a switch situation. Good foul. Good foul.
Yeah, take the foul. Yeah, you got to take the foul. You don't want him getting going. If he'd have got back-to-back buckets.
Lee would have been back at 9 or 10 points. Would have been a problem.
Yeah.
I really like what this group is did, though. This group, Asvel, really came in, changed the game, been aggressive defensively. Another switch. Good help.
Jumper. Oh,
good help. But you can't leave
corner
him.
Three.
Ooh.
Got bailed out.
Ooh, the best shooter on the court. They got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Good take.
Good drive.
Good take. Lacomb's really, he provided a lot of energy.
Yeah,
he's
he's been a spark for them. He's been a spark for them. Oh, good split.
Pass. He's not missing 2 in a row. He's not missing 2 in a row.
Come on, let's miss the 117.
Good take.
Oof.
Asvel's been aggressive. They're attacking the paint. They're getting to the hole. They're passing out, kicking. They're being aggressive here, and I think that's been the difference, in this quarter and in this second half. They're not settling for those perimeter jump shots that they were so, eager to shoot early on.
Right. Yeah, and I think the energy of the crowd, man, has really, helped them stay in this game and, fueled them to make this comeback. I mean, especially playing shorthanded and things of that nature. You need every little piece you can get, man. And shout out to Asvel's bench. I mean, the guys that'll come off the bench have played extremely well tonight. And I think because of that, we got a good looking game with 6.5 left.
And their defense improved immensely. I mean, at halftime they had given up 49 points. Right now they're at 67. So they had a good third quarter defensively. They started pressing the ball, started denying, started taking away the first action. And look at them picking up now. Like, you could tell they're feeding off the crowd's energy, because early on it looked like Efes was going to walk away with it. They were doing whatever they wanted. Now, it's a game. I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah. Oh,
needed that.
Only down. Yeah. Yeah, you needed that putback and the layup, but all right, let's see what we got here.
Big shot.
Chris Jones. Chris Jones.
Who? Chris Jones. 281.
The younger crowd.
8004.
How many times you call that number though? Keep it real. Keep it a buck. How many times you call that number?
You had to call at least 2 or 3 times to see if it was active.
Right. Get that little voicemail. Man, we got a 3-point game.
Shot.
That was a huge shot.
Oh, good D. Good D.
Oh,
throw it up. There we
go. Yes.
Gotta get a timeout. Oh, good D.
Oh,
wow. What a play.
Wow, what a save.
Slice.
That was a huge play.
Man, unbelievable.
That
was a for sure 2 points.
For sure.
Man. This is going to come down to the wire. Float me.
Okay.
Oh, Trebo?
Let's get a better one.
Oh,
let's go.
We got to get a timeout. Tony Parker is going crazy.
They going
I
crazy.
love it. Yo, Fellas, showing the energy. Yo, we got a game. That's all I wanted. I want to see the game. Tony's looking my masterpiece is coming. Coming to work. He put this together. The Asvel project is not looking like a project no longer.
No, not at all. Not at all. They ain't playing no games with these boys.
I told you they're my dark horse. I think they're a team that can be in that, 7 through 10 spot, fighting to get in the playoffs. They have the potential to be there. I think they could be fighting for that 7 or 8 spot. I think they showed that today.
Nah, for sure, man. I think it's just gonna come down to these last, these last 5 minutes or so. They definitely gonna need to take care of the ball, man. I think, especially tight game at the house. You want to get as many shots as possible, and every one of them is gonna be important.
Mm-hmm. And with Asvel, I always worry about them on the road. At home, they're strong. They play great. The crowd is behind them. They always have a good record there. But on the road, they got to show some signs of maturity this year and show that they can win in someone else's house. And if they can do I think you'll see them in that playoff hunt.
Turnover.
Wow. No way.
Ellie.
Ooh.
Oh. Ellie would have hit that one, boy. We got a tight game here. Viewers, please let us know who y'all think gonna win now. Deuce gone, man. A little wellness check. How you feeling now? We got a tight game. Okay. Nah, let's stay. Let's settle down here. Settle down here.
I didn't know that was in the arsenal, but then I seen it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in his bag either, but
the crossover looked good. But the jumper was rushed a little bit.
Yeah.
Need some more reps. Need some more reps.
Yeah, we gotta rep that out. We gotta rep that out in practice.
Reps. Good offense. Oh, gotta have those.
It's a good swing. Get back. Gotta get back.
Oh, good hustle.
Oh,
good hustle. Ellie with the hustle.
Did Ellie block that or did he just miss it?
I'm not sure. I know he thought about him though on the chase down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see Chris. Oh, he got a post up matchup. Howard is guarded by Larkin. You're not going in the post to it. Oh, nice. Good pick and roll.
Good play.
Oh, just a little short.
Just a little bit. It's all right.
That's a good read, though. At this time, I just feel like it's Larkin time. Like, this is when he makes a big play. This is when he arises.
He got the switch he wanted. God, he's
Good
so
pass.
fast.
Good ball movement.
Great pass.
Great
Good
ball
shot.
movement.
Great shot.
Larkin made that happen. Blow by, forced to help, found the big. The big was unselfish, kicked it out to the shooter. It's so hard to stay in front of him. He's a ledger.
It is.
Good offense.
Oh,
nice.
move.
Good move, Chris.
Chris Jones is tough. Got a 1-point game with 2.5 left. Man, this is gonna be tough for both teams, man. Efes definitely does not want this loss. And this win will mean a lot for Asvel at home right now.
Good defense.
Go. Great defense.
Get it back to Jones. Get it back to Jones.
Settle down. Yeah, he just had one.
Get him the ball. Get him the ball. Oh, get him the ball.
Don't think about it. Oh, man. See, this is where things break down.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Take it on yourself then, William Howard. With the left.
I don't know his left hand like that. I'll take it, though. I wanted
Chris Jones in that situation. But, hey, if you're feeling froggy, William Howard said he going to leap.
Man. You know,
that was a big play.
Man. Got 1:40 left. 1-point game. Okay, Shane.
Efes has only scored 21 points the whole second half. Great defense. I think the switch defense has really given Efes a lot of problems.
The foul on the floor.
And Asvel has the bigs that can move their feet.
It's slowing them up.
They got the bigs that can move their feet. Yeah, it took away the pick and roll options. Like Efes is a team that loves to play the pick and roll, ball movement, reversals. I think when you switch on them, if you have the big men who can do it, you take out all the role players out the game. Obviously, Misic and Larkin are going to find a way to get theirs, but you basically isolate those other guys. And if you're able to move your feet
good tip.
and force turnovers, which they're doing,
bang out. Let's go, Ellie.
Oh, my goodness. What has happened? It was a 17-point game. What has just happened? This is EuroLeague basketball right here.
Oh my goodness. This is EuroLeague basketball. Man, what a game.
Where's
the craziest thing.
Where's Dushan?
Yeah, where Dushan at, man? Dushan, you gotta tap in with us, bro. You gotta tap in with us, bro.
Is it still over, Dushan? Is it still? I hope you didn't change the channel.
It's Efes is 6-0 all time against Asvel this century. They haven't lost, man. And if Efes lose this game, this will be the first time that they've started off 0-3 since 2017. So man, there's a lot at stake here, man. This is a big deal. Big deal for Asvel. Big deal for Efes, man. Efes not trying to go 0-3, and Asvel trying to get their first win against Efes.
And then it doesn't get any easier for Efes. Efes has Milan away at Milan on the 15th.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. So on Friday, so you go into Milan, you could potentially be 0-4 going into the first 4 weeks of the EuroLeague. Because Milan's a tough out as well.
Indeed.
They need this game. This one's not over. They're still in the mix. Oh,
for sure. That's a good look.
Ooh.
That's a great look. Great shot. My goodness.
Big shot.
Ooh.
From deep.
We got some predictions of overtime in the comments, but let's see what happens.
Overtime. I think Efes wins. I think Larkin hits a game winner.
Left it short.
I think Efes wins.
Left it short.
I think
Larkin hits the game winner.
A game winner or go ahead bucket, however you want to call it.
Okay. Me just thought about shooting that one.
He just hit one the other week.
I know.
Yeah.
He was thinking about pulling that boy.
Ooh.
Another one? Oh, okay. He left it short. Yeah. All right. 40 seconds. Tied up.
See, in that situation, sometimes I want to go for. If I'm Asvel, sometimes I want to push that ball and go for a quick 2-for-1. Now, Efes is assured the last possession. Ooh.
Oh, block.
Oh,
Block
that's a
a
big call
charge.
now. But
Block a
still,
charge.
looked like he was still moving a little bit. But still,
Yeah.
Efes is in good shape. You know, ball out of bounds, and you still have that last possession. Gotta really.
So
this
calm.
is when I want to see them. I want to see him. Oh man, he's relaxed. Even after a call that he felt maybe should have been in charge, there was no issue there. Just a still face. I'd like to see Chris Jones in this pick and roll situation.
Yeah, let's
See if they're gonna go to him.
Oh.
I mean, him or Ellie is who you want to have the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it with Ellie.
Oh,
oh, good catch.
And it's
What a finish. What a finish. Okay, we gonna ride it out. Oh, we might have you
Larkin time.
Larkin game winner.
Larkin time.
Larkin game winner.
Larkin time. Larkin time.
Oh, Asvel pulled it off.
They beat the champions 0-3 to start the year.
Wow. What a game.
From 17 down. Unbelievable.
17 down.
Look at the fans. Look at the players.
This is their first win. It's their first win in over a century against Efes. First time this century. That's crazy.
Anthony, if I told you Efes would start the year 3-0 and 0-3 and Asvel 3-0 for 2021-22,
that's crazy, right?
Would you believe me?
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. If you'd have told me that any time before this season started, like that is crazy, man. Wow. I mean, hats off to that whole team. I mean, it's tough to even like pick an MVP from that team. They all played such an instrumental part, from that Asvel team.
Man.
And that comeback win.
I really think we got to give credit to Strazo and Lecomte. When they came in the game, they started picking up full court. They started denying. They changed energy. They weren't in at the end of the game, but that's where you need your bench. Like you said, they came in and they kind of just changed, I guess, the whole defensive attitude. Like, you give up 49 points at halftime against Efes.
Yeah.
And then you come in, you readjust. I don't know what they did, but they gave up 24 points in the second half. And it came down to switching defense and denials and taking away those pick and roll actions by switching. So, I mean, hats off to them. All I'm thinking about is if Efes loses to Milan, there's going to be some punishment practices. That's all that's in my head right now. Call it trauma. I don't know what. But right now, I'm seeing 6 a.m. practice, 12 a.m. practice. I'm seeing a lot of issues right now.
That's going to be scary, man. But, I mean, I guess it all remains to be seen, man. But, I appreciate you hopping on this watch along with us, man. It's been a pleasure. All the jewels you dropped, man. Anybody you need to shout out, show some love to?
No, I appreciate it being here. Always, shout out my wife, Brittany, hold me down, being a great mother, and my son, Legend. And also shout out to my brother, of course. Good luck this season in Portland. Stay tuned. Appreciate everything. You guys did allow me to be here, and just embracing this stuff with you and interacting with the fans. It was fun. And go Loco.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate it, man. And looking ahead, we got a round 4 game, Alba Berlin versus Baskonia with Peyton Siva. That is October 14th. Please don't miss out on that one. That's it for this week's show. Don't forget to like and subscribe to EuroLeague Basketball channel on YouTube. We got this watch along. We're gonna be covering every week of every round of EuroLeague Basketball. For games, please go check out EuroLeague TV. More info, EuroLeague.net. Get your stats, get your facts. And, keep up with Errick McCollum, man. He's still a bucket getter. And, and that's all we got. So, everybody, be safe, enjoy, and we'll see y'all next time. And we're out.